that is the Baloch leaders declare independence. So there is this Baloch leader who has declared independence for Balochistan, and this independence is, I would say, costing, or I would say not recognized by many. So the name of that leader, Baloch leader, is Mir Yar Baloch. It is there on the first slide only. A prominent Baloch activist declared the formation of Balochistan as an independent country. And you see, this is the flag they proclaim of Balochistan, and this is India. And what it is written: Baloch and Indian friendship is the only weapon that will dent, damage and destroy the Devi Pakistan. Baloch and India hearts beat for each other. They beat for freedom. So clearly they are showcasing, I would say, solidarity with India. I cannot and should not say that India is supporting Balochistan or Baloch fighters, because that is something which is classified. Neither the government of India accepts this fact that India is supporting the Baloch fighters. These Baloch fighters, they are doing what? They are spreading terror, and we are against terrorism. So we cannot explicitly say, but you should also know one thing, that everything is fair in love and war. So this is probably happening. Now, talking about this, Baloch nationalist leaders have symbolically declared independence of Balochistan from Pakistan. And there has been a long-standing insurgency which has been going on. Insurgency is what? Insurgency is defined as an armed rebellion with the objective of fulfilling a political goal. And this political goal is diffused in the society. Diffused in the society means there is a lot of societal support for this political goal to be achieved. So many people, or most of the people in Balochistan province of Pakistan, do not want to be part of Pakistan. They want to be part of a separate country. They want to separate Balochistan from Pakistan and establish it as a separate country. That is the political goal, establishing Balochistan as a separate country. And this political goal is diffused in the society. Society here is Balochistan. People of Balochistan want that to happen. So this is what you need to understand, the basics of insurgency. So Mir Yar Baloch, a prominent Baloch activist, declared the formation of Republic of Balochistan. Republic means their head of the state will be chosen directly or indirectly by the people, and this declaration was done on social media, and Balochistan leaders called on India and the United Nations to officially recognize the declaration. Why India? See, Pakistan's government clearly says that these Baloch fighters, BLA, Baloch Liberation Army, is a proxy of India. They have went on record to say that, but we have never accepted it. We have been silent on this. And why the Balochistan leaders, they are highlighting so much India, India, India? Probably because India and these people, the Baloch, they have a common enemy. And that common enemy is, you very well know who? Pakistan. Now, that is why they are urging, India and the United Nations. Key developments and declaration. The Mir Yar Baloch's declaration, he proclaimed the formation of Republic of Balochistan and called for international recognition of it. Requested India to establish a Baloch embassy in New Delhi. Two, I would say, high demands. And for the UN to help fund basic state functions, including issuing currency and passports. Baloch activists posted images of people waving Balochistan or Baloch flags and maps showing an independent Balochistan. So I'll show you the map also of Balochistan province of Pakistan. Balochistan has a history of separatism. I will, and you as aspirants also should as of now consider Balochistan as a province of Pakistan. No doubt there has been insurgency going on, and insurgency has been intensifying in Balochistan region. But you need to address and respect the realities as well. And the reality is that Balochistan is a province of Pakistan. When Balochistan will be formed as a separate country, we will call it a separate country. If and only if the government of India recognizes it. That is also to be noted and understood as aspirants, because you have to be very much in line with the stand of the government. You cannot say anything because you are not Hindi news channels. You are aspiring for, I would say, bureaucracy, and bureaucracy works for the government, and you need to talk in the same voice the government is talking. So be very much clear and careful on this. The Baloch has a history of separatism with long-standing calls for greater autonomy or complete independence from Pakistan. So what is the history? We will see. And as of now, this insurgency is intensifying, and now these Baloch leaders are calling for greater international attention and engagement, especially from India. Will India give? Or in what form will India give? Or will India refrain? We will see with time. Armed conflict and recent attacks. So you might have seen various videos on the social media of Balochistan Liberation Army hijacking a train, Balochistan Liberation Army targeting the Pakistani army people, army personnel, and their attacks are horrific. They record their attacks and they circulate it. We are doing this. We don't want the Pakistan army to be here. We don't want the Chinese also to be here, because Chinese are present in Balochistan province, because that China-Pakistan economic corridor which ends at Gwadar is in Balochistan. Balochistan is also blessed with a lot of resources, natural resources, minerals and such like. And these people, Baloch people, they feel that the Pakistan establishment has looted Balochistan. It will further loot Balochistan with CPEC coming in, and nothing will be left for the Baloch. And these resources belong to the Baloch. Like for example, in China-Pakistan economic corridor, when the government of Pakistan announced it in 2015, they said that 2 million jobs will be generated. They said that in the Balochistan province, we will be focusing upon socio-economic development. Schools will be developed, hospitals will be developed. Nothing is. Till now. Only 2 lakh jobs for the Pakistanis have been, generated. The Chinese companies who are involved in building CPEC bring labor from China, because they have got some benefits from the government to bring everything from China. So there is a lot of discontentment rising against the Pakistani government as well as the Chinese. The Chinese have been attacked by the Baloch Liberation Army, and roughly in the last 10-15 years, around 62 Chinese nationals have been killed by them. Last year alone, 14 or 15 Chinese nationals were killed. So they are also getting apprehensive for coming to this region, that is Balochistan. Will China-Pakistan economic corridor be a success story? Well, it all depends on Balochistan. So let's see what happens. Now, Baloch Liberation Army is a militant group of the Baloch fighting for Baloch independence. Claimed responsibility for a series of coordinated attacks, 71 attacks across 51 locations targeting Pakistan military, police stations, intelligence facilities, mineral transport and highway infrastructure. Mineral transport, I hope you get to know why now. These attacks were part of Operation Herof, which BLA claims is aimed at dismantling Pakistan as a terror exporting state. So, this is what they are doing. And these numbers, 17 attacks across 51 locations, these numbers have increased also. Yesterday I was reading it was 78 attacks or 79 attacks across 57 locations, something like this has happened in Operation Herof. BLA's statement on May 11, 2025, it warned the Pakistan's military setbacks and its use of religious extremism have created lasting instability in the region, because the Pakistani military favors jihad, and that was explicitly expected by that official of ISPR. Rejected ceasefire talks with Pakistan, considering them a deceptive tactic. So Pakistan army has urged for ceasefire, but they have rejected this. urged regional powers, including India, to be cautious of Pakistan's intentions. Well, we are, and now everyone is. Now, the historical context. To understand this historical context, we should go back to the history. When the Britishers were here, there were two types of territories in British India. One was British India, which was under the direct administrative control of Britishers. Means day-to-day administration was also taken care by the Britishers. Sovereignty was not there. Britishers were taking or had taken away the sovereignty. And second was princely states. In the princely states, no direct administrative control. Day-to-day administration was taken care by the princes, Raja, Rajwada and all. And sovereignty they did not have also. Like these British Indian states did not have sovereignty. Princely states also did not have sovereignty. Their sovereignty was vested with the Britishers. They could not, their foreign policy, defense policy was all under the Britishers. So means sovereignty was not there. So Balochistan was one such princely state. Now when we got independence, so there was this formula applied. That formula is that the Muslim dominated areas of British India, which were under direct administrative control, became Pakistan, and the Hindu dominated became India, or non-Muslim became India. Okay. For the princely states, they had a choice. Either go to India or go to Pakistan or remain independent. Balochistan wanted to remain independent. But Balochistan by force was taken by Pakistan. That is the main bone of contention, I would say. By force it was taken by Pakistan. They never wanted to be part of Pakistan right from the very beginning. And this insurgency, which you are seeing as intensified right now, began then. So, this is what should be understood. Balochistan was a princely state of Galat before being annexed by Pakistan in 1948, which led to the first Baloch insurgency. Since then, Baloch nationalist groups have fought for greater autonomy or independence. Greater autonomy means they wanted things to be administered according to themselves, being part of Pakistan, but now they feel that by independence, we don't want to be part of Pakistan. We have a lot of resources. These resources are getting wasted. We never get benefits of these resources. No one in Pakistan gets it except for the military establishment, except for the political leadership, because there is a lot of corruption. Human rights violations. Reports from human rights organizations highlight enforced disappearances, extrajudicial killings, and attacks on civilians by Pakistan's military. The killing of prominent Baloch rally driver Tariq Baloch has intensified criticism of Pakistan's kill and dump policy, where alleged separatists are targeted. So, this is what you need to understand also. So, this is Balochistan, the red portion which you are seeing. This province of Pakistan shares a border with Iran and Afghanistan, a substantial amount of border with Afghanistan also. And you know what? The Baloch people, the Baloch is a tribal entity. And this ethnic group is found in Afghanistan also, somewhat in this region, and found in Iran also. In fact, Iran's this province, which is sharing boundary with Pakistan, is called as Sistan Balochistan. But these people, Balochistan, as of now, they are wanting to establish an independent Balochistan as this only, which is Pakistan's Balochistan. They are not wanting to include areas from Afghanistan or Iran, because that will lead to, I would say, greater complexity. And these people are being practical. They are believing ki bhai, if we want to establish a Balochistan including regions from Afghanistan and Iran, this is going to be a regional war and a bigger war for us. So let's, go step by step. Maybe they want to end over here. They will not be taking further steps. So this is what you need to understand. So this is what they are rallying about. Pakistan forcefully occupied Balochistan on 21 March 1948. Okay. And these Baloch people have been protesting since then. Will Pakistan get divided again? Because in 1971 also it was divided. Let us see. Let us be hopeful that peace and stability prevails in this region. Now, next is strategic importance of Balochistan. Gwadar is one such strategic importance. The Gwadar port is a port where the China-Pakistan economic corridor is ending. So the China-Pakistan economic corridor coming via POK, it comes like this. So this is POK and it comes like this and it ends here. Somewhere here is the Gwadar port. And here it is passing through the POK. So this is one such strategic importance. It has a coastline, which is, a vast coastline. Just imagine if Balochistan is geographically also the largest province in Pakistan. Just imagine if this comes out, Pakistan will be left this much only. And there are internal differences going on between Punjab and Sindh due to water sharing, which we discussed. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa region, KPK region, again the Pakistani Taliban have become active. So these things are happening. The strategic importance of Balochistan. Gwadar port located in Balochistan is strategically significant, a deep water port under CPEC. It aims to connect China's Xinjiang province to the Arabian Sea, Xinjiang province with the Balochistan province, making Gwadar crucial for trade and energy flows. Despite billions of dollars in investment, local Baloch communities have voiced concerns over exclusion from the benefits and forced evictions from their lands without proper compensation. So for these infrastructure projects, people have been forcefully evicted from their lands without being given proper compensation, because proper compensation was announced but not given is a clear indicator of corruption. Militant attacks on Gwadar. Baloch insurgents have frequently targeted Gwadar port and the Chinese workers involved in CPEC, highlighting local resentment against Chinese-Pakistan partnerships. Now, India's role and diplomatic signals. This is also important. The Baloch activists' outreach to India. Baloch leaders have intensified outreach to India, including symbolic gestures like calling for renaming the Jinnah's house. Jinnah house is in Mumbai, to Balochistan house. These actions are seen as a symbol of solidarity with Baloch cause and a call for India's support to their fight for independence. Will India be involved yet again in dividing Pakistan? Because it was involved in 1971. It had to be involved. Well, let's see. India's diplomatic stance. India has historically supported Baloch nationalists in diplomatic forums, but has not officially recognized their independence. And we have to go on official lines as aspirants. The recent declaration of independence by Baloch leaders may strain India-Pakistan relations, as Pakistan could view any support from India as interference in its internal affairs. The relations are not so great. They are already strained. Implications for regional stability. Symbolic declaration of independence by them. This can cause a lot of, I would say, disturbances in the region. So while the declaration remains symbolic and lacks formal international recognition, there is no formal international recognition as yet. It has significant implications for regional stability. Analysts also warn that it will embolden other separatist groups within Pakistan, particularly in Kashmir and Sindh, and complicate efforts to stabilize the Baloch region. There can be a lot of instabilities in the entire Pakistan, and that can further complicate the situation. Risks of escalation. Declaration and subsequent calls for recognition by India and UN could lead to further escalation of violence and make it regional. So, this is there. Pakistan's response to declaration remains to be seen as of now, but it is likely to view it as a provocation and a challenge to its sovereignty. So, this I would say, brewing episode needs to be carefully watched by you guys, because somehow or the other, India is involved. And directly, China and Pakistan are involved. Obviously, being very straightforward, I would say that if Balochistan separates from Pakistan, it will be a big blow to the China-Pakistan nexus, and this big blow to the China-Pakistan nexus will be in favor of India. But you need to be very careful while understanding such kind of issues. You need to be very careful in writing answers. Nothing or nowhere it should be reflected that India is wanting or India is supporting the Baloch Liberation Army to do its, I would say, operations. It is all the government stand you have to adopt. Whatever the government of India says about Balochistan, you have to take into account that. That is it. So these topics are sensitive. These topics are important also because the examiner at times will want to know your maturity, want to test your maturity, that how maturely you see to these things, and most importantly, how maturely you think and you answer to the questions with respect to these phenomena. So this becomes important.